Hello everybody, welcome back to the second episode of Vanguard Zombies Off the Record. Today I will be discussing Vanguard Zombies with the man, the myth, the legend, ClarkySJ.
What's up everyone? How are we all doing?
I don't know how they're all doing, but I guess hopefully at least they're doing good. Hope they had a great holiday, a great Christmas.
Yep. Hope everyone had a great Christmas.
Indeed. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you had a nice vacation. And if you don't have vacation and you just work, well, yeah, sorry, I don't know what to say anymore. Anywho, today I will be discussing with Clarky about Vanguard Zombies like I did with Joe in the first episode. Also, if you can notice, I have a new mic, so everything should be better now with quality. At least sounds better. Does it, Clarky?
Yep, sounds pretty crispy.
Crespe. Oh, I can do the R's now. Okay. So in the last episode with Joe, I asked him, what did he like about Vanguard Zombies? And I want to say that to you as well. What do you like about Vanguard Zombies?
I personally like the gameplay of Vanguard. I was genuinely very concerned how it was similar to Modern Warfare 2019's. I very much did like Modern Warfare 2019's gameplay, movement, and mechanics, but something felt off about it in that game specifically. When playing Vanguard, it actually just felt great. It's the exact same. It's nothing's really changed. It's just, I don't know, it just feels right in that game. When I heard it was being applied to zombies, I was kind of getting worried how there's going to be mountain and zombies, there's going to be Modern Warfare 2019 doors. I was just a bit concerned. And all in all, when I first hopped in my game of zombies, I generally had fun with the gameplay. I think the gameplay mechanics are cool, the movement is very nice, very smooth, and oh no, I definitely do think it's good. There's some things that I don't think that really needed changing. For instance, the pricing of when you're pack punching your weapon for the first time, there was a lot of stuff that really didn't need changing, but oh no, I do quite like the gameplay mechanics of Vanguard Zombies.
Alright, so you do like Vanguard Zombies, because you have a bit of a hiatus right now. You haven't played zombies for over a month right now. And,
I haven't played zombies in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
22 days now.
Yeah, how does it feel to not play zombies? Because you are an average zombie player who does his series called Easter Egg for Days, where you do Easter egg every single day almost. You've got like, what, 104 episodes or something?
104 episodes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you've been grinding the games a lot. How does it feel that Vanguard right now does not have a zombies for you to do during Easter Egg for Days?
Well, what I normally like to do in my series, I quite like to do one of each game, because most of the time I'm on my PlayStation. If I ever feel like going back to Black Ops 1 or 2, I'll hop over to my Xbox, but that's not most of the time, because most of those games you need 4 players. Granted, you need 4 players for some Easter eggs on Black Ops 3 and stuff like Shadows of Evil and such. But aside from that, it's really just because I have more friends on PlayStation, but as a whole, with Vanguard, when it came out, I still wanted to grind it, get up some levels, so I was like, you know what? When I'm done each and every game on my PlayStation, so BO3, BO4, Cold War, Infinite Warfare, Exo Zombies, and World War 2, I'll hop over it and play one game of Vanguard, get to round 6, and then exfil. So that's why I've always applied to my Easter eggs for days. There's no Easter egg on Vanguard Zombies yet, but when it does, if I like it, expect me to do quite a bit of it, because as we all know, Vanguard Zombies works mostly like Outbreak, Onslaught, and Round Base combined together. And I was quite a big fan of the actual first Outbreak Easter egg. I liked the boss fight. I liked how it played out. Something about it just made me like it a lot. So I'm intrigued to see where they go with this, because Vanguard Zombies definitely has a lot of potential. It just never had enough time to, just work on it. So I just hope that they make this Easter egg well and good, hopefully.
Interesting one. We responded together to the whole Vanguard Zombies trailer when it first released.
Yes.
What were your initial reactions to it when you first saw it?
My initial reactions, the game itself looks great, the looks are great. I kept commenting on how I really, really love, and I still say this till this day, the way the field upgrades look in this game, maybe not the way they play out in this game, gameplay-wise, but the way they look in this game, I very much like more than they do in Cold War Zombies. Like how they're artifacts, I very much liked it, and I definitely did say that a lot while watching the trailer. And of course, it's always good to go when a zombie trailer just comes out, you break everything down, and just to see how everything plays out. I was very much excited. I get how starting off without break and onslaught, and granted, I was okay with that. I just hope there was a lot to bring to the table. Of course, there wasn't a lot to bring to the table on Fong. That was my initial thoughts when I first played it. But looking at it, it looks visually gorgeous. The weapons are quite okay. And just all in all, I was actually quite hyped, but not as hyped as other maps, say Cold War, with Cold War bringing in a round-based map when we basically D-Machine, you've got Nact bunked in there, you've got a facility, you've got new areas, you've got the good 1980s music, whereas in Vanguard, you've got Billie Eilish playing, which for people like Billie Eilish, that's okay. But I'm not shitting on Billie Eilish when saying that, don't anyone comment that. But just nothing really clicked with me, you know? Like, again, the visual graphics on Vanguard Zombies trailer, it's nice and all, but nothing really just clicked on me like the other trailers, you know? But it's not a bad trailer. I very much did like that trailer, and I did very much like the Billie Eilish song that went with it. I thought that was actually well fitting, but aside from that, though, I thought it was nice and visually good looking for Vanguard Zombies, but just compared to how it is when playing it, I really don't know what to say to you.
Alright, coming back to what you just said about the artifacts, I just gotta say thank you so much for liking the artifacts. You're one of the few people who actually like them. I choose these ones over the canisters in Cold War.
Yeah, I choose the way they look. The gameplay wise, the way they play out, I choose Cold War over Vanguard, but with the way they look, I'd rather choose Vanguards over Cold Wars, just from the way they look.
Yeah, exactly. That goes into my next question. In the next update of Vanguard Zombies, we're gonna get something called the Tome of Ritual. And if you've been looking at gameplay after this update, you can see that next to the field upgrade itself, there's now a 1, and it says tier 1, blah 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 blah, ready to use. So people are thinking that the Tome of Rituals is gonna be used to upgrade our demons or our artifacts. Do you think these will play out the same as Cold War, or will they be entirely different?
Well, it really is interesting because the way you collected it in Cold War, you needed to get to a certain round to start unlocking Ethereum crystals. Now, I don't know if it's going to be the same thing here. If anything, it most likely is collecting Ethereum crystals, but as a whole, I think it'll be more easier just because of the way Duran Farm plays out, like Outbreak. Because if you played Outbreak, you got crystals more easier, more faster. And that's why I always said when new stuff came out for grinding new perks, grinding new field upgrades, and I'm glad there's actually tier upgrades coming to these field upgrades now, because the field upgrades, again, they look absolutely amazing, but they don't play absolutely amazing. And granted, there's only 2 that I would use, which is like Ring of Fire and Ether Shroud, and I get the feeling like they took a lot of stuff from Ether Shroud, where instead of it coming out of the mag there, it's not taken out of the mag with a clip in Vanguard, whereas I think they done that on purpose for when they do the upgrades in the future, they can now make that as an ability, as a tier, which, in a way, if they're running out of ideas, I could see why they do it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't really know, but I think Cold Wars is still just going to be slightly better just because of the way they played out immediately in Cold War Zombies, like how the field upgrades did work on launch, whereas in Vanguard, I think they're just going to bring in stuff for tier upgrades in that game, which we already had on launch for Cold War. So, yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be good to enhance the field upgrades that we had in Cold War and now transferring over to Vanguard, if that is going to be the case. But as a whole, I really don't know. We'll just need to say, but I have high hopes. It does look interesting. I am really interested to see where it is going.
Alright. So we know from the trailers that we saw from the initial release that this development team from Treyarch is not like the development team that we know, like Craig Houston and them lot. And this is like the multiplayer team, they're saying. Do you think, because there's a change in the team, that the quality has gone down a lot? Or do they still need to get their bearings after Cold War season?
I don't want to say the qualities went down. Obviously, there's been a big change. My really big thing is like anyone can create zombies if they have been taught how to do so. So if these are people that are from like a multiplayer team, they can make zombies, man. I'm not saying because of them like zombies is degraded. Anyone can learn how to make a zombies map if they've been taught and learned how to do so. But I think it's really just because of the time that they've had. So no, I don't think because there's new people that we have never seen before, and these people are apparently working on zombies. They're ruining it. No, I don't think so. I think it's really just because of the time that they had. Because I think anyone can learn how to make zombies if they're given the right proper teaching from previous predecessors who've created zombies, and just all in all, I just think anyone can make zombies. I don't think they've ruined it at all. They just never had enough time for Vanguard zombies.
Alright, that's a really good answer. Thank you for that. Going into the next one, if you've seen lately on Twitter that people have been basically bashing this game and saying they're bad, but they haven't played it, do you think their opinion should count in a way?
Your mic lagged there for a second. Say that again.
Oh, did my mic lag out there? I might have been.
It just cut out for a bit.
Okay, now I'm saying like people have been bashing the game, but they're saying that they haven't played the game yet.
Yeah.
Do you think that those people, that their opinion should be taken, or that they should first play the game before they have an opinion?
I say this all the time. Like, if I haven't played a game and I'm looking at it and it doesn't look like my cup of tea, I'd still play it either way, because for all I know, it could change. It really could change. For instance, I'm going to use this as an example. When Fortnite came out and it was doing super popular, never wanted to play it. Never wanted to. I wanted to stick with zombies, and it just didn't look like my type of thing. But then, of course, it was for free and my friends encouraged me to download it, so I downloaded it and I got into it. Never judge a book by its cover. Granted, I think it all depends on, again, it is like $60 to buy Call of Duty Vanguard, so it really depends if you're willing to spend the money and give it a try. If anything, I'd say if you know a friend who has it and you want to play it but you're not so sure after seeing some gameplay, play at a friend's house or something. Play with someone who does have the game and give it a shot. And if it is your cup of tea, buy the game for yourself. If not, don't buy it. So I'd say don't really give a proper opinion. Give your opinion on how the game looks, but don't say oh it's trash or anything when you've not properly played, if you know what I mean. Like you can talk about how it looks, but don't talk about how it plays unless you've played it for yourself. So that's why I say.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I also think about it. I'm just really curious why people are saying that the game is bad when they haven't even played it. Like, I know they can take you.
Like, you can say it looks bad, but like, don't say it plays bad if like you haven't played it. So
because the basics are there basically to make this a great zombies game. We have the basics like Pack-a-Punch, and I was even saying this in my video. Yes, stuff like Pack-a-Punch camo is nice to have, but I also think about something else, and that goes for most of the things. If you are to buy a mastercraft of sorts in the Battle Pass or anything else, would you still want that Pack-a-Punch camo?
Oh, well, here's the thing. With that MP40 mastercraft that kind of looks like the Origins camo, when I look at it, not in-game when holding it, but like when I look at it on Twitter and when I look at actually on the game before getting it and holding it in my hand, it looks really nice. But in-game, it just looks like it's darkened a bit. I don't know if that's where it's always been for me, or it's just something I'm missing. But as a whole, this whole Pack-a-Punch camo thing, it really depends on how the Pack-a-Punch camo looks, because this is the thing with me. I very much liked Pack-a-Punch camos a lot in BO3, but there was a lot of camos in BO3 multiplayer and zombies I very much liked. For instance, take Haptic camo for example. That was a really good camo in Black Ops 3. And Cherry Fizz, I never got it because I was limited time, but with Mastercrafts being a thing, it's like you can get this whenever you want. Like, it's not like it's going to go away. If it's not in the store, just go to the selected class and then just go to Mastercrafts and you'll be able to find it like that. So it really depends if you're willing to spend the money or not, or wait for a Pack Punch Camo and see how the Pack Punch Camo looks. That's what I think.
Yeah, because what I've recently went back to World War II, where they changed it when Frozen Dawn came out. They changed it that you can keep your Pack-a-Punch camo, or that if you press double square on it, you have your old camo on it again to show off like your version or like your camo. And I do think that will be a great thing for this game to do.
Yeah, I don't think it's suit this game well.
Yeah, but I can also understand, because let's be honest with this. If we look at Cold War, right, and we have Dark Ether on our weapons, would you take the Pack-a-Punch camo over Dark Ether camo?
It really depends, because let's take it. Really all depends on how the Pack-a-Punch camo looks. I had to say, honest to God here, I'm not really a grinder for Dark Ether or Dark Matter camo. So, granted, the camo looks nice. I'm just a lazy fucker, so you can call me whatever.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry.
But as a whole, if I had to say something, I genuinely choose some of the camos from Revelations over Dark Ether or Dark Matter. I would genuinely actually choose some of the camos from Revelations over Dark Matter. And that's not really just because I don't grind for the camo. I just really like how it looks. Like, you've got the electric effects on it. You've got the nice colours that blend in together. You've got the way that it look, like, it just all about it. It looks nice, and it depends on the gun that it's on as well, you know? So, as a whole, I don't know really how to answer that question, because I very much like Dark, but at the same time, there's just so many other camos out there that look nice. Whereas Dark Ether and Vanguard Zombies, I could get that shit in literally 5 seconds in Exo Zombies. Like,
I know what you mean.
It's a nice looking camo and all, but like, and I very much liked it in Exo Zombies, and I very much like it in Vanguard, but like, the fact that we went from Exo Zombies where you can get it in 5 seconds, and now with this, you could literally need to spend so much time on it. It's a bit of a pain. So, honestly, I'd rather go with the Pack Punch camo over Dark Ether, no matter how much it looks, because we already have this camo. And again, people are probably going to say, but you get Dark Ether camo and Dark Matter camo and Black Ops 3, they look the same. But the thing is, though, with that, you're not buying it. You can't buy this camo in game. You actually need to grind for it, you know. Whereas they literally took a camo from a game that you can get in game, you know. Whereas in this, you can just need to grind for it in game, you know. You can't just pack punch it and expect to get that camo like you do in Exo Zombies. No, you need to grind for that certain camo that you used to get in Exo Zombies. So honestly, as Vanguard Zombie stands, I'd rather choose a pack punch camo over Dark Ether.
All right. If you are to design the camo for Pack-a-Punch in their Anfang, what do you think it would look like?
It would have to be really interesting. Honestly, it would need to suit the theme well. I don't want it to be too dark. I'd want it to like maybe stand out, maybe put in some like hellish red in there, kind of like Cortifexes like type of red. Very much like that. Maybe some yellowish standouts from 9, maybe, kind of like that. You could put on the Red Star logo on there, like an actual Red Star. You can make that stand out. And just all in all, I think it should just suit something that suits Vanguard Zombies, like a hellish type of look. It's got a bit of red in there, maybe a bit of blue as well, maybe. Or maybe it's dedicated colours to the artifactual gods like Cortifex, Balcazar, like just dedicated to them. So maybe yellow, purple, maybe a bit of blue, turquoise, red, you know?
Yeah.
Just all on them. So that's why I think the Pack Punch camo should be around.
I think that is a really interesting one, because I've also been thinking about it, and it would be cool to have some symbolism of like your artifact as like your demon that you have, like, oh, you've bonded about this, I'm gonna infuse the Pack-a-Punch with my power, my Pack-a-Punch camo will be on your weapon. And for Balakar it could be like yellowish, like the isotope camo from World War II. You remember that version? Like the radioactive one. I think
Yep.
that would be really cool to see because that gives your bond with the demons come through basically. Because like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I will infuse your weapon. Here you go. And I do think that will be a great story point. It's like, you want this kind of camo? Okay, use this demon. You want this camo? Go choose that demon. You want cord effects? Don't use your demon at all, or something. You know, like the amount of times you use something, that's the amount of pack-a-punch camo you could get. Like how much it could infuse.
Yeah. No, I like that too. I like that too.
Yeah. I think they could do some great stuff with this game. And I
Yeah.
did say this in my video, and I wanted to hear your opinion about this.
Okay.
Der Anfang was made as a playground of sorts. You can choose what you can do. You can either do objectives and exfil if you want, but you can also stay and loot in Stalingrad, get better weapons, get better covenants, and just go however you want, because there's no time limit for you. Do you agree with that statement that Der Anfang is basically like your playground? You can choose whatever you want.
A bit of both. You can choose what you want to do, but at the same time, you need to go to certain areas to get what you want. For instance, the perks and stuff, Pack-a-Punch. So I agree, but at the same time, when you actually need to do something to like help you progress, killing zombies and going for up the objectives, I'd say no. But at the same time, yes, because I get what you mean with the whole there's no countdown thing for expos and stuff. So I'd say yes and no to that. I'd personally say yes and no to that.
So like in between, I can understand that.
Yeah, and in between.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to the final questions right now. So you can start playing FNAF soon. My man's about to play FNAF. He's about to finish it off. Okay. So we know that there's an Easter egg coming to this game.
Yes.
What do you hope you are gonna see in this Easter egg hunt?
Well, when I'm thinking about this Easter egg, I immediately think of the Outbreak first Easter egg from Cold War. Now, we could end up fighting Cortifix or something, and I expect the Easter egg to come sometime in Season 2, because now that we know Von List's office is coming soon in Season 1 Reloaded, or whatever it's going to be called in Vanguard, that's got to be an indication that there's going to be an Easter egg soon. And whereas in this, there could be no boss fight. There could be something we need to defend like we do in D Machine. But in Vanguard, I just hope that if they do what they've been doing, where they've been adding in portals to certain areas, maybe when you do all the steps, there's a certain secret portal that opens up in Red Star and you go through and it takes you to a boss fight area, whether that be in a map that we've been in before or just somewhere completely different, like a cool boss fight arena. Maybe we fight Cortifix, but at the same time, I really don't know how we'd do that. If we're fighting Cortifix on this first Easter egg, I don't know if we maybe damage him and then somehow Von List comes to save him, or it's the other way around where we're fighting Von List and he has some type of Shadow Man power or some shit, and Cortifix comes in to save him and they teleport and then we need to fight him for another day or something. So I'm expecting like some sort of like big boss fight at the end, or just some sort of defend. And I'm not one for complaining if an Easter egg doesn't have a boss fight. Like take Tag, for example. I definitely do find that Easter egg cool without its boss fight. The way it was, how the whole map changed, its reddish, its hellish look. I've fucking loved that to shit. I really, really did like that. And I hope if Vanguard doesn't have a boss fight, they can do something like that where they can make up for adding in something super cool even though there's no boss fight. So it really goes both ways here. If they're adding in a boss fight, it's got to be something big, kind of like Legion's boss fight. And the only thing I can think of that's close to that, where Vanguard is going, is Cortifix. Or maybe a new god that we've never seen before. Maybe Cortifix has a big demon minion or something, because his little demons are the zombies and such. And they could make maybe a big other demon that Cortifix has made, and maybe if we kill him or take him, he can become an artifact to help us against Cortifix or something.
I was about to actually talk about that. I was like, yeah, well, what about the thing that we could get like a Destiny 2 kind of raid as like the Easter quest, and we could contain the demons inside of artifacts and we can use those as Neo field upgrades. Because I think that will be really, really great to see. If we can get some kind of raid system in this, because like you're saying, Cortex could be a minion of sort, but it can also release something upon us. Like, we're gonna get like a green demon that is frenzied guard or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe if they go that route, I think this can be a phenomenal game, because people were like, yo, there's like this boss fight and you can turn it into this, because that will make people play the game. And in essential, they could do it like, if you complete the Easter egg, you get early access to this demon for like a month, and then after a month they give it to everybody to use.
I definitely do. I agree with that all the way. Again, like you said, I really have no comment after that. That was literally the end of my sentence. I definitely do think the Easter egg can go both ways. It really all depends. But yeah, I definitely do think that they could do a good thing with this Easter egg, and we just need to hope for the best at the end of the day.
Hopefully as well. Alright, Clarky. I asked this question to Joe as a final question as well. I believe at least.
Okay.
If there is something you could take from all the other older Call of Duty zombie games, what would you put in Vanguard?
I'm not going to say round-based maps.
That's what everybody says.
I know very much people would like round-based.
Coming back to that though, I do believe we're gonna get some round-based map, because I rewatched that intro, and you can see that they put like knives at certain locations, like Egypt. The Machina was a location, so there's probably gonna be something of a round-based coming down.
Yeah, if anything, I'm not going to say round-based just because we all know that's like the obvious answer, so I'm going to say that. Would it be an answer? I know people are going to say, oh, wonder weapons, pack punch camos. That's something like we can expect in the future. So if I was to take something that may have been recently added,
can also be an older Call of Duty. Can also not be Treyarch.
That's true. It's very interesting to think about, because, honest to God, if anything, I expected Cold War to do this, because even though Cold War, I say, was like just the type, like not as big as BO3, but just close to it. Cold War had so much potential to have a super Easter egg. Vanguard, I'm just waiting for super Easter egg to come back. I don't see it happening in Vanguard, not once, especially with the amount of content that we're getting. So I'm really not expecting a super Easter egg, but if they're going to give us something after doing, you know, the main quests and stuff, just give us something tiny, like not something super big, because Vanguard Zombies isn't a game that a lot of people aren't going to come back to, unless they do an IW where they do bring us a lot of content as the game goes on, and the super Easter egg adds on to that content and becomes like a big, massive game that eventually everyone likes. So honestly, I have to say a super Easter egg. I don't expect it to be as big as Infinite Warfare Zombies, World War II's, and even though BO3 super Easter egg was small, I don't expect it to be as big as that. So, well, maybe a bit more bigger than BO3's, but not as big as like IW World War II's. But aside from that, I would really like a super Easter egg coming back, not just in Vanguard Zombies, but in the future of Zombies coming. So, that's all I ask.
Yeah, that could honestly be something to look forward towards, because I do believe they know what we want, that we want a super Easter egg, but because of time and stuff, you know, they cannot do it. And pandemic, yeah, I don't think we'll see it in Vanguard this year, but maybe in 2023 in the next one.
Yeah.
Well, I hope indeed we can see something like that. Alright, Clarky, then I have one more final question for you. We have gone through this interview right here,
Cool.
and I want to look back on this with you at the end of Vanguard season, when everything is done, to see if everything we talked about did come true, or did something go wrong, or whatever. I just want it to be like, the thing we record right now is gonna surprise us in the end. Are you down to record that with me when the time comes?
Hell yeah, dude. I'm definitely down for that.
Alrighty. Well then, Clarky. Any final words you want to talk? Do you have any questions to me? Do you want to say something to everybody else?
Nope. All I have to say is make sure you subscribe to Anasma Flamer. Man's 500 subscribers. He makes great content. Hashtag give Vanguard Zombies a chance, boys.
Oh my god, he did. He said it. My heart must. And you also don't forget to subscribe to ClarkySJ. His channel will be down in the description below. Check him out. He does some great content. He's doing FNAF right now. I hope I will be able to upload this video before he is done with this, so you guys can go immediately watch him on FNAF. I'm gonna be tweeting it out as well on the socials. Anywho, if you guys want to see somebody else on this show, Vanguard off the record, you can put it down in the comments below. Well, Clarky, let me just ask you, do you have anybody in mind you want next on the show?
Oh man, if I had to say anyone, I could say many people right now, but if I had to say someone,
it's not a Twitter.
Really
it's not Twitter. You cannot add everybody.
You know, I'm not gonna do that. If I had to say someone that's really good at reviews, someone that's good at answering questions when it comes to a game that's not really doing the best, or is doing the best and what you could improve upon and what you really didn't need, I'm gonna have to say Expert Fusion. The man's a goat, and I really think he would suit for something like this. So I'm gonna have to say Expert Fusion.
Alright, Expert, if you are to see this video, or I'm just gonna add you in here on Twitter, would you be down for this? And if so, you can always message me. Yeah, that's a great one to go with. Alright, everybody, I want to thank you all for watching this video. It's a blessing to make videos again. It's so much fun coming back to YouTube, being refreshed and all. So I just want to say thank you guys for the continuous support. Just getting 40 views every single video. It might not seem like a lot to everybody, but it's a lot to me. That's still 40 people in the world just watching me, just making content. And I'm just doing this to make content for you guys to enjoy. And also to get the word out. Because give Vanguard a chance.
Give Vanguard zombies a chance, you BAHOOGADAHOONGA.
Exactly, you heard the Clarkster right there. And you guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 500, so hopefully we could get 500 subs before 2022. So you never know. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is your boon and Summer Flamer and ClarkySJ signing off. Have a great day.
Peace.